there's one thing that irks me in a car, now tell me if I'm being ridiculous, but every time you start this Honda HR-V, okay, a sign comes up on the dashboard or on the infotainment system that's like, you know, caution, drive safely and obey traffic rules or whatever, and before anything can happen you have to press OK, and only then the radio turns on. Now, I don't know about you, maybe it becomes a habit, so tell me if your car does the same thing and now you don't even notice it. You sort of just get in the car, you turn it on and you press OK. So it just becomes, like I say, habitual. I don't want that. I like to just, I get it. Like, you know, I get that I must be cautious and everything. I don't need told every time I turn the car on. Anyways, that's just a bugbear. But apart from that, I'm actually really quite chuffed. Ha! Ooh. Life is a mystery. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home. Well, it's not great when someone phones and you're busy filming, you know what I mean? Anyways, so I'm in, as I mentioned, the Honda HR-V, and it's sort of that, well, it's become that like weird segment for me. Well, it's falling into that weird segment now where you've got sort of a Volkswagen T-Roc or a Q3 Sportback, you know, where design and image is more of the appeal than the practical side of things. And this HR-V used to be like the old school family SUV, but now it's gone into the whole like, look at me, you know, much nicer looking vibes. Now, speaking of which, it's got a color-coded front grille, and I'm just not sure about it. Like, I sort of like it, but then I think it looks a bit old school. But I do love the rear of this car. I think it looks very cool. I like the sort of single light beam or whatever. I always think that looks super, super slick. Look, inside, I find it to be, there's not much of a wow factor. However, it's sort of very simple, very well put together, some nice touch materials. I mean, to be careful, I suppose it does make it look nicer, I guess. And I'm in the top of the range executive. Okay, so this comes in at like 550,000 Rand, which is quite competitively priced. It is quite highly spec'd. Certainly got a bunch of safety features. It's got a wireless charger. It's got this like panoramic dual sunroof. But I have no flipping clue how to take the back sunroof off. I think I probably should take some more time to figure it out before mentioning this in my review, but here we are, okay? I'm just being very honest with you. I'm a mom of a toddler, a working mom. I don't have time now to figure that out. But the infotainment system just seems a little bit, I'm going to say outdated. I keep using that word, but it's probably not that. It just doesn't seem as good or as on par as some of its rivals, okay? So like, that would bother me a little bit. I also just hate that thing I told you about at the beginning of this review. And then, look, from a practical point of view, the boot isn't all that big. It's like 304 liters or whatever, but it's quite wide in its angle and quite low. So like to put things in is really easy. And I think that is a huge plus as a family car. And as much as I say that this is for design and everything, or about design, the segment that it's in, this is actually still quite practical. It's got like Honda's magic seats, you know, that can tumble forward and backwards and move up and down and blah, 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 whatever. So you can put a whole bunch of shit in there. And then you've got now a 1.5 litre naturally aspirated engine, mated to a CVT. You're getting 89 kilowatts of power and 145 newton meters of torque. So it's lovely around town. But I think it's pushed a bit on the highway or if you want to overtake. But your sort of day-to-day commute is absolutely great and really sort of nice. I've really kind of enjoyed driving this car around town. I don't love it on the highway or when I have to overtake someone. Then I get the mood in. Mainly because of slow drivers in the fast lane on the highways. I cannot for you people. I cannot. Ugh. Also, while we're on the topic of just venting, again, I've had this conversation. If you look, I'm just so baffled by how people are not aware of their surroundings when they're driving. The whole time I'm chatting to you, there's a car just about on my arse. He's pissing me off, but I know he's there. And I'm not driving slow, I'm driving the speed limit. If you're looking for a parking, look in your review mirror. If I'm behind you, either pull over or whatever, but don't just stop, brake, look around. No. Put your indicator on. Pull the over. Anyway, been done. Okay. So you could get this entry level at about 470,000 Rand. Like I say, I think it's very competitively priced. I'm not sure if it's going to do better than the rivals or take Honda back to where they once were. Remember, Honda used to be like top of the pops, you know? Not really there anymore. Bit of a bummer. Hey, Arch. Have you guys noticed Archie in the back? Hey. Hi, Boopaloop. My snookle pop. So, yeah, there you have it, guys. When you call my name.